Okay, I'm back home. My hair is all windblown. I don't even care, y'all. So we gotta talk about Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's. Oh, I don't know why I try to shop there. I really don't. Honestly, I just like the wines out of there. Everything else is just, I'd rather just go to Kroger. So here's what I got. A little sourdough bread. That was bad. I didn't get, like, I like to cook fresh, but I didn't get fresh things. It's just that kind of weekend where I just don't feel like fussing. I have some things that I need to get done. And I want the meals to just be super simple. There's only 2 of us here this weekend. Everybody else is out doing stuff. Don't judge me for getting pre-prepared food. Chicken piccata. Has anybody had this before? Seasoned bread, boneless chicken breast baked in a lemon, caper, and wine sauce. And I think with this, I'm gonna make this asparagus risotto. Okay, so that's a meal. Y'all, I didn't even get vegetables. I was like, forget it. We're just gonna do a meat and a carb. That's it. That's it. And then I got chicken thighs that I'm gonna make with chicken fried rice. I have some other meat in the fridge just gonna defrost. So I bought this sweet potato gnocchi with butter and sage to have with that. And then just because I felt like it, I got some, this says pastrami style. I guess, I don't know what pastrami means, if it's like the slice style or there's a flavor, but smoked salmon. Apple, cherry, oak, and maple wood. I'm excited to eat this with some eggs or something in the morning and toast. Hey, you guys, it is Sunday. Today is laundry day. Are you the laundry person in your house, or does someone else do it? Or does everyone do their own laundry? I have an agreement with my husband. If he takes care of the outside, all of the tree pruning, the shrubbery things that need to happen, the creatures that are out there, you know, he weeds, he takes care of the lawn, the backyard, all of that. If he takes care of that, I do the laundry. So I have probably 4 loads to do today, and I did another 3 or 4 yesterday. I'm not a fan of laundry. I don't like the folding and putting away part, but I like to have everything clean, so that part is motivating for me. I wanted to also share with you this adorable shirt that I'm wearing. Can you see this? Says peace, love, and perfume. And this is from our friend Jamie over at Not Another Perfume Channel, I believe is still the name of her channel. She created this merch and it's sold over at a link that she has in her description box or something. And this one is, it's a cropped top, it's a short top. So it sits right below my belly button just about. And it's super cute and cozy and comfortable. It's like a grayish, kind of like the color of this. It's a gray that has some creamy tones in it. And I think it is adorable. So she also has, I was going to say Stanley cups, but that's just you know how we call tissue Kleenex, we call it by the brand name instead of the technical term for the thing. So they're not Stanley cups, they're actually called tumblers, I believe. You know, the big things that you put water in it, like the big water jugs. She has that with this on it. And then also a sticker that says, seize the day and overspray, which is the little tagline that she says at the end of her videos. Anyway, it was really fun to support a friend and purchase those. And check out her channel. She has 2 channels. Actually, she has 3 channels. She has an ASMR channel. I can't do ASMR, it does something for my weird, what is it called? The thing that I have, misophonia? Is that the name of it, where you're weirded out by sounds, it makes your skin crawl and stuff? So I can't watch that channel, but I support that she does that. And then she has Not Another Perfume channel, which is focused on fragrances. And then there's a vloggy channel that is so fun. So I'll link all of that below if you want to check her out. Anyway, laundry day today. I did just come downstairs and do a quick brunchy thing. Do you like to eat leftovers from the night before or the nights before, even if it's multiple days of leftovers? I do. It's a lot easier for me. So I took a piece of sourdough bread and then I put some pasta sauce on there, a spaghetti sauce that has ground beef in it and onions and garlic and all of that. My breath is probably horrendous right now. And I warmed that up in the microwave and I had that for brunch. It's a long weekend, it feels like, and at the same time it flew by. Last night, Saturday just got away from me. I won't tell you all the details, but I ended up taking a nap in the middle of the day, a delicious nap. You know, one of those naps where you temporarily just die. You die and you don't come back into this world until you wake up from that nap. No one has any idea where your soul went during those 2 or 3 hours that you nap. I might have been asleep for just right at the 2-hour mark, maybe a little bit under that. And when I woke up, I went to sleep on my bed. I have a very fuzzy blanket, cover, a comforter, I guess you would call it. And it's like a faux fur comforter. So in and of itself, it's warm and fuzzy and soft to the touch. And then I have some pretty fluffy pillows that have pillowcases on them that feel bubbly and soft as well. So I fell asleep on the sort of comforter cover, put my head in one of these amazing fluffy pillows, and then I also pulled a faux fur blanket on top of myself. You couldn't tell me a thing, nor could you pinpoint my location in this universe anywhere while I was in that delicious nap. You know what I'm talking about? And I remember waking up because I fell asleep across the bed sideways. Like I didn't have like my head to the headboard. I just plopped down across. I was like trying out samples of fragrances for a video or something that I was going to film yesterday. And I put all that to the edge of the bed and just knocked out. And it was so freaking delicious. I have no idea what I dreamed about. I don't even know if I was truly alive during that nap. Like surely my heart was beating. Surely my blood was flowing and my brain was working. But I'm convinced that I was actually like maybe dead while I took that long nap. I'm not really a nap taker. That's not my thing. Like I am too addicted to getting things done during the day. I'm obsessed, literally obsessed with getting everything on my to-do list done every day. It's kind of like a compulsion that I have a hard time getting past. I'm working on it. I'm working on just sitting still somewhere, y'all. And sometimes I do, and most times I don't. But it is a goal to do that. So I wanted to just share a few thoughts with you today and also share some of the Sephora haul. Look. When those sales come around, the spring and the fall sale, I have just given myself permission to enjoy them. Because every time I think I'm not going to, I end up placing many orders. I placed order number six this morning, and they were all chunky orders. Like I wasn't ordering a lipstick here or there. I was ordering like a sleigh full, a whole basket of goodies. And you know what? It is what it is. I like it. I enjoy it. If people have a problem with that, oh well. You know, I want to do a video on like how my mindset has changed definitively as I've approached 50. And now that I'm officially 50, I am in this I just don't care era. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. If people have a problem with it, so what? They don't live in my house. They don't pay my bills. They don't suffer the consequences of my actions. I don't even suffer the consequences of my actions. I enjoy my life. I think I'm responsible on this end in terms of like my finances, being a mom, being a wife, being a friend, a coworker, a daughter, a sister. I fulfill all of my damn obligations. If I want to spend on the Sephora sale, so what? I'm going to enjoy it. So I placed 6 orders total, and I may place another one tonight before the sale ends tomorrow. Who's going to check me, boo? Who's going to check me? I know, ridiculous. But I got some good stuff, particularly hair products. I am fussing with my hair a lot lately. I do need to get it dyed, like my roots are needing some dyeing or whatever. But I've been on a journey to find the best dry shampoo. And so I'm trying out different ones. I'm trying to stay away from drugstore dry shampoos only because, not that there's anything wrong with that. That sounded so snotty. I don't use drugstore dry shampoos. That's not the point. The point is that the ones that I have tried for the most part have given me a lot of white cast, and they leave like residue on my hair, all the ones that I've tried. And I've tried them all. And so I'm trying to do a little bit more higher end to see if those are better. And I've had mixed luck. I think I've found some that I like. So anyway, I'll share some of that with you, some of the skincare that I purchased. I purchased lipsticks again. Oh my God, probably 7 lipsticks. I didn't need any. In fact, I probably need to do a lipstick declutter because I'm probably well into, I don't even want to count, probably close to 200 lipsticks. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Now, if you count the lip glosses and stuff, then we're talking madness territory. But I really do enjoy them. And I ordered some more lip liners and some other little odds and ends. So I wanted to show you some of those. So I was just listening to a channel called The Official Rolanda Rochelle. And she did like a short on how in menopause, your body smells even weirder than it does at other times. She didn't say all that. I think I'm adding that onto the short, but she was mentioning that she was like in a dressing room. Y'all, look how pale my arms are compared to my face. This is the craziness that I go through. But she was mentioning that she was in a dressing room and trying some clothing on, and she took her top off and was like overcome by this musty smell. And she was like, I'm a clean person. I never stink. I shower. I use deodorant. I take care of myself. And here she was smelling gross, and like how offended she was by her own odor. And I was like, girl, if we haven't all been there at some point or another. Woo! So I'm putting all of these perfume boxes inside of a box to take downstairs. I have all of my perfume boxes for the most part. Well, there were some perfumes I purchased like early on in my channel where I didn't even think to keep the box, so I threw them out. But I have all of the boxes of everything I've purchased since then. And I keep them in case I want to pass the fragrance along to someone or I want to sell it. Sometimes it's easier to just put it in the box and then mail it with the box. The box adds like extra protection. And so I keep these all in our recreation level. I call it the recreation level because that sounds fancy, but it's really just the basement, like a finished basement. By the way, we have a friend here. Her name is Karen. Hey girl, hey. She is out in the Northwest, and she sent me the loveliest package. And this was a while back, months ago. It included a piece of her artwork that she had done, like a watercolor of some purple florals that is beautiful, and I treasure that. And there were a bunch of goodies, including some samples and things like that. And she sent me other little goodies, like a little notebook to write in, a bookmark that she handmade. How precious is this? She sent me a handwritten note, and not only that, but she also put this, I think she calls this onion paper. I won't open it to keep her message private, but she sent me a lovely, lovely message that I treasure. So this sits out here on a little, what do you call this? Like a mini credenza. And it's just like a reminder every time I come out of my bedroom that there are lovely humans in the world that care about you somewhere and think you're fabulous. So if you need to hear that today, I think you are fabulous. You belong here, you have a place in this world, and you have something to offer. And don't let any haters get you down, ever. All right, let's go talk about some Sephora products. But let me start first here in my hallway with this Ola Henriksen. How do we say this? Ola, 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 eh. I love Ola Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. It's what I put on my lips right now. It's thick, it's glossy, and I think it's probably gonna take the place of the Laneige. Can you believe it? I might be ready to move away from my beloved Laneige lip masks and into this and 2 other lip treatments that I'm going to tell you about. I wore this overnight and I woke up with juicy, plump lips without any plumping needed or required. Let's go look at some other products. Y'all, bending down like that just did a number on me. I thought it was cute. I was trying to be like that cute YouTuber that bends down into the video and talks to you as they're doing things. And that was just really ignorant of me. Okay, let me see if this works for now. I may need my glasses because I can't see anymore. See, look at my hair. I washed it yesterday. It looked really good yesterday with these products that I'm going to show you. And then by the second day, I need a dry shampoo. I didn't put any dry shampoo in my hair today, but I may. The 2 other products, lip products. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. Look at this. Seize the Day and Overspray. That's what I got with this perfume t-shirt. I can see that there's like a laser cut around it. And it shapes around the words, but I'm not going to try to pull it off now. I have to find a neat little notebook or something to put this on so it'll remind me of Jamie and how sweet she is every time I see it. 2 other lip products that I cannot hype enough. This is like my new holy trio of lip products. These are bumping out, y'all. The Tatcha Kissu lip mask. I mean, I still think this is fabulous. Let's get real. And the Laneige lip sleeping mask. And I have tons of these all over the house too. But, so you got the Ola Henriksen. I'm going to say that different every time. Ola, 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 eh. The Summer Friday Lip Butter Balm. This one is nice too. And then this one isn't playing around. Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Peptide Gloss Balm. I want to say this only comes in this one color, but it features peptides or whatever. All of these have been fabulous. I think the Paula's Choice might be my favorite of the 3, but this Ola Henriksen is like right there with it, like right behind, just the hair behind that, but they're all fabulous. So I ordered some more of those in the Sephora sale. I have finally taken the time to use, this is a mirrored container. It says Wake Up and Makeup, and it has 3 compartments in it where I have put all of my lip pencils. And so I divided if this is not obsession, the lip pencils into cool tone, medium, neutral tones, maybe medium is not the word, just neutral, and then warm tones. So I ordered some more of these. I really do like the Fenty Beauty. They're called a traced out lip liner. I already have it in peanut butter and rubber bands. So these are really nice. They're very creamy. They don't last the longest. That's my only complaint, but they go on so super easy. So I ordered, I think, 1 or more 2 of these. I ordered another one of the Hourglass. I have mine. I think I actually ordered the same damn color, y'all. Oh my God. No, I didn't. Did I? This is called Uncover 4. No, I didn't. I ordered a lighter one. I remember this specifically because I did this morning. I ordered like a more pinky toned one. This is nice and warm and darker. All of these pencils are really good in different ways. I wanted to order more of the Rouge Dior Contour Lip Color. I guess I should have a light. Should I put a light on here? Give me a second. Where were you the night of April 12th? How y'all doing? These Rouge Dior Contour pencils are fabulous. I have one in the color 200 and also in the color 300. These are maybe like the easiest of all to use. Very like buttery creamy, and they last quite a long time. So this is the 200, and they go with so many different kinds of like tones for your lips. I ordered more of the Mario lip pencils too, and I don't remember the colors, but they're all sort of in that same brown tone family. I mean, can you have too many brown tone lip liners? The answer is no. Get yourself a million of them. The Merit lip liners. So I heard a number of people raving about these, including Lauren May, who I just love both of her channels. She has a fragrance channel and she has a makeup channel, and I don't always like love her recommendations, but I appreciate the effort that she puts into her channels and her spirit. Like, she's just hilarious to watch, and just like the girl next door, the person that you know you would be good friends with if they lived near you. So this is Bespoke from Merit, and the idea behind these is that they're almost sheer. They're almost sheer. It has a little bit of luminosity to it. You see that? How it's shiny versus the flat nature of the other ones. So it almost acts like a balm that you put on your lips, and then you can put a gloss over that, or, you know, like a more sheer lipstick, and it feels really good. The feeling of these is good. So I ordered another one that's maybe a little bit more warm than this one. This one is fairly cool toned if you look at that. I know I ordered others, maybe a Laura Mercier. Yes, because this one I have the Laura Mercier in Rosewood. How pretty. I mean, you know, if you're not a lip junkie or a lip liner junkie, you're probably looking at all of these thinking, gosh, Veronica, they almost look identical. Do you really need all of those? And the answer is, yeah, don't take away my joy. And this selection is only half of them. I have just as many in the other room where I film. I can't get enough of them. I'd like to have all the lip pencils in the world. I do have some red ones. Red can be a tricky one. So if you are a red lip wearer, I do have a Fenty red one. It is called the MVP, which is one of their prettiest colors. How nice is that? And this is like butter. It's like butter just going on so smooth. You can always, by the way, with red, do a darker, maybe like a darker brown lip liner. Even if you are lighter skinned, like maybe even pale, go for like a brown lip, kind of blot that in, like blur out the edges, and then put on your red lipstick and see if you like it. I like all kinds of red lipstick, even though I don't wear it often. I like cool toned red lipsticks. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I like warm toned red lipsticks. I like mid-range. So I have some in the other room, but this one is the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte. I've had this for a while, and this is in the color Miss America. What a pretty color. So this one, I feel like, it depends on the day. Sometimes it feels like it has a lot of blue. Other days it feels like it has just enough yellow orangey undertone to feel warm. So maybe that makes it like a neutral red. I'm not quite sure. This Gucci blush is called Rosso Ancora. That is more cool tone than that one. You see how that one has just a touch of warmth? I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, whereas this one is more blue toned or blue undertone. Ooh, y'all, this is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Dragon. I need to wear this soon. I'm going to pull it out and maybe use it for a video. If this isn't one of the prettiest reds, look at the warmth in that. Do you understand what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? So whereas this one can be more neutral, this one in the middle is cool toned, and then this one has that beautiful orangey rusty undertone that makes this warm. I'm not going to put it on because I think it'll be hard to rub off. This is another red, although that leans even more toward the orange, sort of rusty tones. And this is from L'Oreal, the 102 Mattely in Love, like Matte, L-Y, Matte, where's the camera? Mattely in Love. So cute. Anyway, I have a million of those. Let's stop there with the lipsticks and the lip liners, and let's talk about some other fun stuff. I did end up picking up the Gucci foundation 24-hour wear breathable foundation luminous matte finish. I picked up the wrong color. I got myself all turned around. I picked up 260 warm. In some video I did with you all, I picked up 260, I mixed 260 warm, and I think it was 310 warm, because this one was too light and the 310 was too deep for me. And so I mixed them and it gave me the right tone. This one is a little bit more yellowy. Let me show you. I don't want to put this all on my face, but see what I mean? So now you can sort of blend that out, you know, and make it work. But by nature, it's a little too light. So I ended up ordering the either 310 or 320 to mix with this. I know that's insane because that's like a $70 foundation. So here I am doing what? Paying $150 for 2 foundations to mix together. I mean, like the insanity of that. But like I said at the top of the video, I was ready for this sale and wasn't nobody gonna stop me. Nobody was gonna stop me from spending a ton of money. The other lipsticks haven't arrived yet, so I can't really tell you about those. Oh, do you want to see the fragrances? I went bananas on some fragrances. Let's do that. So here are among some of the ones that I purchased, and I keep them over here to remember to take pictures of them so that I can include them in my monthly awards videos. But I wore Brown Girl Jane Dawn, clean, floral, fresh, dewy. Oh, so freaking good. I love this. Carousel, which is a little bit more like an amusement park air around the dessert things like your funnel cake and your caramel apples and things like that. Really delicious. W by, well, this, excuse me, that's a different haul. You stay over there. Shantae, you stay. These were part of the Sephora haul. This beauty back here was not part of the Sephora haul. This one is called La Belle, La Belle Flower. I'm about to tell y'all about everything else other than the Sephora sale, but let me shout this one out. It starts off, this is new and it's limited edition. It starts off like a peach tea. And I wasn't crazy about that at first. I was like, a peach tea? I don't want to smell like peach tea. And then it starts to dry down and more of the floral aspects come forward in addition to the peach tea. And you all, it just works. It works. This is a stunner of a fragrance. My husband loved this on me. He couldn't stop sniffing me. I already talked about Printemps Blanc on my other channel. Fabulous. And then this is, why do I feel like I have to do this? I feel like I have to give some love to all of the fragrances here, even though I only meant to talk to you about these two. Obvious Parfum. Is it just musk? Un musk. Clean, fresh musk. Anyway, these are the two that I got at Sephora. And I created this tray. I did the video and then I hated the video. So I don't know if I'm going to post the video. But some of these I got from Sephora. My Way Nectar, not My Way Nectar, excuse me. My Way Ylang, which has ylang ylang and I think a mango note as well. Really fantastic. Valentino Born in Roma Extra Dose. Ooh, this is like the intense version with some booziness and I think like a deeper vanilla and a lovely sultry jasmine. Kayali Fleur Majesty Rose Royale 31. Really nice, clean, fruity, like a pear fruity and floral, musky and powdery for spring. Very, very pretty. Flower Bomb Extreme. This is the regular Flower Bomb on steroids times 10. Amazing. Maybe one of my favorites from the whole haul. I did pick up Guava Granita. I'll talk about this more on the other channel, but this is banana and guava, and I believe vanilla and perhaps another fruity note, like tropical fruity note. Really good. It does have a little bit of a plasticky nature as it dries down, but I think it's great. The opening of this is one of the most divine tropical smells ever in the history of mankind. I did pick up Glossier You Fleur. This is like the regular Glossier with a very feminine, soft floral tone in it, powdery floral, and it's really, really pretty. This is kind of an intoxicating skin scent. And then I did go ahead and pick up Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 31. Told you the notes here. Freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, pink musk. I mean, the net effect is like this airy, fluffy vanilla with hints of fruitiness and very, very sort of marshmallow and soft and warm in nature. I like that a lot. Love the color of that bottle. So, so pretty. The other fragrances were from the So Avant-Garde haul that I did during that sale, and I'll talk about those in the other video. I meant on the other channel. You know what I meant. So then I have all of like my skincare extras here. I always like to have backups of everything so that I don't have to go online as I run out of things. So of course I got my waterproof eye makeup remover refill. This is in a new bottle now. So I don't know what happened to the old bottles and why they're not using that anymore. I picked up the Pharmacy Honey Glow 17% resurfacing acid serum. I'm almost done with the honeymoon glow that I'm using right now that's on my other counter. See, this is the old packaging of the Sephora eye makeup remover, so I'm not sure why they switched to the new one. Well, actually, I think that's it for the skincare that has arrived. There's more skincare that's coming. I did stock up on another Davines Volume Boosting Mousse. It smells good. It smells like marshmallows and maybe something a little floral. And I put it at the roots, and it's a very gentle, volumizing mousse for the roots of my hair when I bother to use it. I think that's it, you guys. I have this Flower Bomb shower gel, Bomblicious. Look at the bottom, Bomblicious. Oh, it's a lotion. You know what? I'm not a big lotion gal. I always say I'll use them and then I don't. Oh, I guess I'll pull that out and use it with the new Flower Bomb a little bit, at least on my hands. And then here is my obsession with hair care products. So I did pick up this one and have used it. This is an invisible dry shampoo, also from Davines. And I like that this does not make my hair any greasier. In fact, it takes away some of the grease. I will say the day that I used this, I put it all over my hair. And maybe that was a mistake because the powder from this came off on a brown collar that I had on. And I wasn't happy about that, but I did like what it did for my roots. And I feel like it volumized my roots as well a little bit. I did pick up a replacement of this Wow Dream Coat, Color Wow Dream Coat, which you put on as you are blow drying your hair or arranging whatever you're doing for the hair that day. And it really does give your hair a very nice coat almost like a glossy coat to it that helps your frizzies behave, and it does add a little bit of volume and just lays your hair down nice and beautifully. This is one of the products that if you watch I think he's called the Hair Professor, the Blowout Professor or something like that. He says not to use this because of whatever it does to coat your hair is actually not healthy. But I ignored him and I bought it anyway. You might remember that I really did like the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo, but I didn't love the smell. Like it has a little bit of a vinegary smell. So I purchased this one that actually has a vanilla scent. You see down here it says warm vanilla scent. So I'm excited to use that. Oh, this is a holy grail product. And I'm surprised that I went this long without it. From Davines, this is called Liquid Spell. Reinforcing Bodifying Fluid for sensitized or fine hair. My hair is more thin overall, not just like in the whole, the head of hair that I have, but just in general, like each strand feels a little bit more thin than in my youth. And so a few pumps of this before you style your hair helps it to feel a little bit more full, and it smells really good too. I picked up the Vegamore Grow Dry Shampoo. I have used this and it's just fine. It does what it says it's going to do, which I appreciate. I picked up the Color Wow Dream Coat Carb Infused Leave-In Thickening Treatment. I used this yesterday, and it's like a gel that you put throughout your hair strands, and as you blow your hair out, it helps to volumize your hair and thicken it, and it really did do the job. Guys, I think that's it in terms of the hair care that has arrived at my home so far. So I also wanted to chat with you all just about the power of music. We've been talking about that a lot on this channel. And it never ceases to like amaze me that when a certain song comes on that or that you have a memory association with, it's like time. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Here are like the big fluffy covers to the pillows, and it's so squishy. So when I took that nap that I was telling you about yesterday, it was like sleeping in just like the biggest, fluffiest cocoon. Speaking of cocoon, can I pause to share something? I wish I had taken a screenshot of it, because I meant to share it with you all, but it was about us doubting that there is life or something after death. So like, let's put our beliefs aside just for a second and think about this concept just from an intellectual standpoint. The post was something along the lines of, we doubt that we go somewhere after we die. Like some people think that that's the end and there isn't anything after that. And the author goes through this pretend conversation that's happening in the womb, where there are twins in the womb that are wondering what's next for them. They don't know that there's this world that they are going to be born into. They only know the mother's womb. I'm not doing this any justice. And they ask themselves all of these questions like, what will happen next? We will always have nourishment here. Like, it feels good to be here. We have everything we need here. I don't want to leave the womb. That was kind of the whole concept of it. They don't want to leave the womb because they understand it. It feels secure to them. They have their needs met there. And how could anything possibly exist outside of the womb? And the idea was that the doubt that those twins experience in the womb about there being anything other than the womb as the form of existence is analogous to our questioning about something happening after we die, like that we go somewhere, our spirit goes somewhere, or we transform, or we become some other kind of energy, or if you have certain religious beliefs that you go to be with God or your savior, Jesus, or whatever prophets or saviors are part of your religious tradition, that you reunite with your family and things like that. And I found that to be such a great analogy, and it brought me comfort to think, just like babies who are unborn are unaware and cannot conceive of life outside of the womb, and that there is this whole universe out here that they experience. What if it's also true that we are just not aware of or privy to understanding, seeing of what life or world or existence is there beyond death? And that just because, in the author's words, it was something like, just because you don't know or understand that there's life outside of the womb doesn't mean that it's not there. That whole thing about like, just because you can't see it, touch it, feel it, hear it, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Similar to the fact that there are sound waves that we can't hear. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. Other creatures, like dogs, for example, can hear wavelengths that we cannot. Just because we can't see certain frequencies of light doesn't mean that they don't exist. That same kind of concept. And it was just a really comforting way to think about life after whatever happens here on Earth. But back to music. So on Facebook, I started seeing reels of this woman named Chantel Renee. She's called the woman in the yellow dress. So she wears this form-fitting, really cute little like prom dress type of thing. Maybe it's a little racy for prom. But anyway, it's a pretty little dress. And the concept of all of her reels is that she's looking for her ex-boyfriend because she can't believe that she's his ex and she wants him back or something like that. And she does this really goofy dance to the same song every single time. And so she comes out of a vehicle or through a doorway or something, and she does this goofy dance where she throws her arms back and she shakes her hair. She does that twice, and then she jumps, side to side, making this arm movement. She crisscrosses her legs, and then she runs off and she interacts with all of the people in the scene, and she goes to all of these places of business. So she does this in an airport. She did it at the coffee shop. She went to the mechanics, station or whatever. She went to the library. She went to the tax collector. Everywhere, the accountant's office or whatever, the tax office. She goes everywhere looking for her ex, and it's the same video over and over again. Really hilarious, some of the comments she gets. There are some people that just cannot understand the humor behind it. They miss it and they criticize it, and they, how people are. You always have a troll that just doesn't get what the content is about, and they feel entitled to poop all over the video. I find it to be incredibly hilarious. And I'm like, this woman is my spirit animal. She does it at Barnes and Noble, all over the place. Freaking funny, my kind of humor. Anyway, and so she did some other reels, and there was one song that she was lip syncing to in the video. And the minute it came on, it took me away. Hey, lady. It's a song by Zapp. Remember Zapp? They did Computer Love. So this took me immediately back to college. And that's what I'm getting at about the power of music. You hear the opening bars or whatever part of the song, and it takes you back to a point in time. Sorry about the lighting. I don't have lighting in here, and the sun is coming in and out behind the clouds at the windows. But this one is called I Want to Be Your Man. So Chantel Renee is singing to this in her video, or lip syncing, and it goes, I'm going to sing to y'all. So if that bothers you or makes you uncomfortable, or you hate when people do that, just kind of fast forward through this part. But it goes, hey, lady, let me tell you why I can't live my life without you. And then the chorus is, I want to be your man. I want to be your man. And they use synthesizers on the voices. This group, I believe, so this was 1987, which is interesting because I remember hearing a lot of Zapp in college. I thought it was Zapp and Rogers. Did I make up the name? Yeah, Zapp and Roger. Okay, so they were a full band. I remember one of the fraternities used to do a stroll to Atomic Dog. Is that Zapp or is that a different band? Am I making stuff up? Atomic Dog. Wow, 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 yippee, oh, yippee. I'm all over the place. Atomic Dog is George Clinton. Hello. Anyway, Computer Love was another song that the Qs on campus used to dance to. So I remember those songs, and I remember I Want to Be Your Man. And it took me right back to college campus and walking, strolling down the little walkways there. Did something to me. Other songs that recently I heard and I was like, oh my gosh, where were you when you first kind of got into this song? One song is Pinch Me by Bare Naked Ladies. This came out in 2000. I was teaching then. And I immediately, when I heard this on the radio recently, remember being in Norfolk, Virginia at a beer festival and hanging out with my girlfriends. We had maybe, had some beer and we were tired, and you know how you get a little dehydrated when you're at these festivals. So we went and sat in the grass and just hung out. And it was one of these hot days where the sun was beating down on us and we couldn't get water fast enough. And I remember hearing this song come on, and there's just some great lyrics in here. If you're not familiar with Bare Naked Ladies, it's actually a male group, and I don't remember why they were called that. I looked it up at one point. I don't remember, but they got famous for these softer lyrics that at one point in the song, or at certain points in the song rather, they sped up. So I'm not going to attempt that part, but there's a line in here that goes, on an evening such as this, it's hard to tell if I exist. I could hide out under there. I just made you say underwear. I mean, it's just a cute lyric. And there are some songs that as soon as I hear them come on, my body, my whole mood just changes. I get in a certain kind of mood. And in this case that I'm talking about, a very happy mood. And it's I want to put down everything I'm doing and just dance around the house. So the song that made me do that recently is called No Rain by Blind Melon. And it goes something like this. I'm going to mess this up because it's a little high for my voice. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain. All I can do is just pour some tea for two and speak my point of view, but it's not sane. It's not same. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I'll put the names of these down below if you're not familiar with these songs. You'll understand when you hear the musical opening of this that it's a very sort of joyful song that just makes you want to stop. And I literally stopped what I was doing. I was messing around with laundry, of course, or something. And it was in the bathroom that I had this playing. I had my phone on Spotify playing in the bathroom. I literally stopped and came out here into the bedroom and just spent a few minutes just dancing and enjoying the fact that my body still moves and I still can hear music and it feels good and it touches me in my soul. And then there are nostalgic songs that make you think about maybe some bad decisions that you made in life. There's one called Out of My Head by Fastball. And the chorus of it goes something like, was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? How could I have ever been so blind? I was waiting for an indication. It was hard to find. Don't matter what I say, only what I do. I never mean to do bad things to you. So quiet, but I finally woke up. If you're sad, then it's time you woke up too. And then, of course, Dave Matthews. I love Dave Matthews Band. I knew, or know rather, all the lyrics to all of their songs, except for whatever their most recent album releases. I haven't really caught up with that. But everything else, it's like so nostalgic thinking about my teaching days and hanging out with my teacher friends and all of that. Oh my gosh, one song in particular, Closing Time by Semisonic. That came out in 98. I started teaching in 97. And so probably around 2003-ish, 4-ish, friends and I would go to bars or whatever in Virginia Beach and in Norfolk. We would dance and have a beer or two. And this song would play at the end, like when it was time to close, which was around 1:30 a.m. because you had to be out of the door by 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when they closed down. That was sort of like the city ordinances or whatever the words are. And my favorite line in the song that I always say still to this day, closing time, one last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So gather up your jackets, move it to the exits. I hope you have found a friend. And then it goes into this crazy chorus. I know who I want to take me home. Anyway, one of my teacher friends was also like a bouncer on the side. He was security for concerts on the weekends. Because let me tell you something, teachers don't make enough money. They just don't. Conversation for another day. Good teachers are dramatically, grossly underpaid. Anyway, he was a bouncer, and this was one of his favorite lines. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You got to get the hell out of here. So, he would have to throw everybody out at the end of the night of a concert or whatever venue he was working. Anyway, friends, there are probably thousands of songs that come to mind about nostalgic places and moments in your past. And I love that for us. I love that as humanity, we are tied together by music of all different kinds. You don't even have to like the genre of music or get down with it to get the feel of it, the emotion of it, the vibe of it. And I love that. I love that for all of us. Any kind of music across any culture, there's just something to it, like something about it that seeps deep into my heart, especially when I know that other people enjoy whatever that music is. So we could probably spend a whole week just going over songs that have been important in life. The other topic, I'm switching topics, that has been on my mind that I wanted to share is we had a chance to do some college visits over spring break. Our daughter has selected a college. Out of privacy for her, I won't share the details of that, but she has selected a college, and it's been really satisfying to see her or watch her go through the thought process of looking over her acceptances and making a decision about what is the best fit for her. And so I also took our son to some college campuses this week. The week of spring break, not this week, friends. That was a couple of weeks ago, and allowed him to walk around. We literally just did our own tour. We walked into buildings and looked at classrooms. We didn't talk to any of the kids, but we watched the kids and how they move on campus and kind of got a sense of the vibe. I wanted him to see campus for these colleges at a time when classes were changing and people were milling around. And it's really important if you ever do college visits to go on a sunny day. If you go on a gloomy or a cold or a miserable day or on a day that kids are not on campus, you don't really get the spirit of the place. So we went to 3 different campuses. They were all different. One is a huge city campus with probably over 20,000 students, a big, big college. Another is in a very small town, and I think under 5,000 students. And then we went to another one that's in a maybe like a mid-sized town, but the campus is really bucolic and clean. This campus was so clean and interesting. I was shocked because I didn't know that that campus had so much to offer. And we did get to chat with a coach on that. Did I just get lipstick on my face? Look at me with all this stuff on the back of my hand. We talked to a coach on campus, and he was so nice. And those kinds of conversations really influence your memory of the campus. So at the end of all those visits, he liked them all for different reasons, and he ranked them in his mind. He doesn't apply until next year, so it'll be a while before he has to make a decision. We have to wait to see where he gets in, of course. And then there's also a college out in the mountains that he's really interested in. That one is about 2 hours away and is a bigger campus and also a really cool place in a nice small town. So he's got some great options, and I enjoyed getting hair in my mouth. Sorry, because I'm leaning forward. It's gross. I really enjoyed those visits. The part that was hard, and so let me know if you are a parent in the audience who has maybe kids that have already gone through college, or you're just going through this, or they're in college, or you're going to, like you're thinking about this. It's like equal parts, so I'm getting emotional, so equal parts so joyful to see them imagining themselves in these environments and picturing themselves getting immersed in college life. And I want all the best for them. I want them to have the most amazing college experience, take advantage of everything that the school has to offer. There's some things I would do differently in life if I could, and my college experience is one of them. And I won't get into a whole lot of details, but there were some parts of college that I goofed off on, and I wish I hadn't. Looking back, I wish I had taken better advantage of all of the resources that were available. That said, I had a great time at college and all of that and learned a lot, but I could have done more, especially for the cost of college. Can we just pause for 1 second? When I went to college, I went to an expensive private college, and at that time, room, board, and tuition was something like $36,000 a year. And that was for a prestigious private college. I graduated college even after having a ton of scholarship money for me. I graduated with something like almost $70,000 of debt, which that can cripple you, especially when you're on a freaking teacher salary. When I tell you that it took me forever to pay that off, I eventually sold one of my first homes and made enough money off of that to pay off the college debt. But college debt is crippling. So I made a promise to myself that our children would not have to deal with college debt, if I could help it, of course. And I can help it. We're in a position where all of their college is taken care of, and they will graduate without debt, which is a blessing. A blessing. Okay. So what I'm getting at is a private college now in 2025. I would love to send our kids to the University of Richmond, which is one of the prettiest campuses anywhere. It's such a gorgeous campus, right in the heart of the city, except it's isolated and quiet and pretty private, so you feel like you're in this oasis in the middle of the city. It's not one of these big city campuses where it's integrated into the city buildings and all of that. Y'all, I don't remember the exact figure, but it's something ridiculous, like somewhere between 75,000 and 90,000 every single year to attend the University of Richmond. Sweet Jesus. College graduates, for the most part, are not even earning that in their first year graduating. I can't do that to our kids. I cannot have them. Well, first of all, I think it would be hard for us to afford that right out. We probably don't qualify for financial aid, and that's just the fact of the matter. And having them have to graduate with some debt from that, I can't see it. In today's world where sadly a college career isn't what it used to be, it doesn't carry the weight and the meaning that it did. And certainly graduating from a prestigious private college doesn't mean anything to anybody these days. Very little. It can mean something, but for the most part, it's much less important than it was when I was growing up to go to a good named college. I do, however, want them to graduate from college. And so that said, Virginia schools, the state schools, are amazing. We have fantastic colleges in Virginia. University of Virginia, William and Mary, which is Ivy League of the South, James Madison University, George Washington, Virginia Commonwealth University, University of Virginia. The list goes on and on. There's a long list of really fantastic state schools. And it's just unless you really have some compelling reason to go out of state or to go to a private college, it just doesn't make sense. I don't need to pay for Duke tuition in North Carolina. Duke is a fantastic school, but Why pay $80,000 for room and board when they can go in state, for less than $20,000 a year for both, which even that is expensive. Now, mind you, if they really wanted to, we would look into it. But the bottom line is they know they have amazing state schools here in Virginia. So that feels pretty ranty or something. But college tuition is ridiculously expensive, private college tuition. So they have some good choices. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Gosh, sorry for the rant, because what I really wanted to tell you was me imagining these two young people, they're still so young and tender in my heart, being ready to be on a college campus without our support. Oh my gosh, it just breaks my heart. And yet I know that it's the best thing for them, for their independence to grow, find their way, figure out who they are as young adults, maybe make some mistakes, maybe make some really great choices, and just kind of figure it out. Everybody deserves that opportunity to figure it out for themselves. Of course, we're here to support and all of that, but not being there to sort of guide them every day, assuming they decide to go away to school. I don't know. It just kind of does a number on me as a parent that I'm not ready for. Now, our oldest son, he went to a college where he could drive to every day. Like he didn't need to go away to school. So he was with us the whole time. And that was a bit different, right? I think what I want to say is I really enjoyed the college visits. It was both interesting to remember what it's like to be on a college campus and what that college kid spirit is like. It's special and it's unique. And I feel like it's so part of the American experience. Now, mind you, not everyone goes to college, and that's okay too. But for those that do, it is such a part of their American experience, if you will. So I enjoyed both remembering what it was like being on a campus, and I also enjoyed listening to them imagine what their life, their collegiate life is going to be like, and hoping and wishing and dreaming about what the sports were going to be like. Like for my son, what are the girls going to be like? That was most important to him. I want to see the women on campus. Hilarious. And then, for our daughter, what theater and creative arts options there are that she's interested in. What was the support going to be like for them there? Like, what are the faculty like? What are the coaches like? All of those things it was a lot to think about. So let me pause there. I've got probably 4 packages coming from Sephora that haven't gotten here yet. I did get an Ulta package. That's what that Labelle flower came in. By the way, it came crushed. I was so upset. The box for it was totally crushed because Ulta does not know how to package their stuff. They're so rookie. They just put everything in a box and they put 1 bubble in there. Meanwhile, those boxes get tossed and turned. And anyway, y'all, I have gotten ridiculous packages from Sephora where it was a big box with 1 tiny little lipstick in the corner and all of this air, boxes get crushed easily. I cannot. And yet I continue to order from Ulta. Did you shop the Sephora sale? Do let us know in the comments what kinds of products did you get. Did you get skincare, makeup, hair care? Did you skip the Sephora sale altogether? It's all fine either way. High five to all of you. I hope you are doing well. And I'll chat with you in the next video. Take care.